Hello, I'm Djamel Selmani. It's Wednesday and here we are with a fresh edition of The Talk. This week we shed light on two topics: the Algiers International Book Fair held here in Algiers, and guess what? This year the US is the guest of honor. The second, we're gonna talk about the Algerian Youth Voices. It's a group of youths coming from the four corners of the country and representing 9 associations. They produce audio programs, but what is special is that it's in the English language and initiated by the US Embassy. For this and more, our guests today are, on my left, English teacher trainer at the US Embassy in Algiers, Miss Delia Dunlap, and on my right, Selma, Mouloudj and Mourad Yazli, who are radio producers and reporters working for the Algerian Youth Voices. Hi guys.
Hi. Hi, Djamel.
And welcome to the Talk on Radio Algeria International.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First, could you tell us more about the Algerian Youth Voices for those who have no idea about it?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank you, Djamel, for inviting us, and I would like to thank all the international radio team for having us here today, and I would like also to thank the listeners.
Okay, my pleasure.
So, about the Algerian Youth Voices, so IYV, it's a group of 18 young producers and independent journalists producing audio podcasts from 9 different youth associations around Algeria. So the goal of our association is to produce high-quality podcasts and online radio in English. So basically, we want to share our stories and create bridges between the youth.
Okay, all right. And what can you add to what he said?
I think that he said it all. It's perfect. Maybe we could just talk about how these are 9 youth associations that already existed, and they're youth associations who do all of their programming in English. So Algerian Youth Voices is just another tool for those 9 youth associations to use to help them promote English and also to bring them together, because each association is working isolated in their wilaya. But we really thought it was a great opportunity to bring them together, introduce them to each other, to motivate and inspire each other for all of the amazing work that they're doing.
Okay, and why have you chosen the English language in particular?
Well, that's kind of just part of the program, because these youth associations were already doing all of their programming in English. And so the U.S. Embassy just saw this as an opportunity to provide tools for them, to give them another way to do all of the work that they're doing. So they're already having a lot of activities, presentations, conferences, meetings, many kinds of activities, already in English. So we didn't necessarily choose English. English really chose us. I really find that Algerians love English, and the demand is just growing every single day. And so this is just a way to inspire them to continue on the path that they're already on.
Yeah, what a great idea.
And about the associations, we have 4 American corners. We have one here in Algiers, American corner Constantine, Oran, Wirgla, and also other associations that use English as their language of communication. We have Bijaya's English student team, the best. Castle from Batna, Club of Baji Mukhtar from Annaba, Temkin from Jelfa, and Youth Capacity Development from Biskra.
Okay, yeah, this is really amazing how you could gather all these associations, in one project. You know, as I mentioned before, the Algerian Youth Voices was initiated by the U.S. Embassy in Algiers. How was the experience?
Okay, so the U.S. Embassy in Algiers saw this as an opportunity to bring these youth together. So last year I had the fortune of traveling a lot to visit a lot of cities, and every city I went, I was encountering these extremely motivated, incredibly talented, and really inspiring youth. And so I just really wanted to do something to encourage them and to show them that somebody is seeing the great things they're doing and somebody believes in them. And so that's kind of how this project came about. In terms of the experience, I got to be there, but I didn't really get to actually be a member. So maybe one of our IRC representatives could talk about their experience.
Yeah, it's okay.
How,
Cool off.
How was your experience in the training?
So the training with the embassy was so professional. We had a training from the US, Yowei Show. She is a producer and a radio presenter in the NPR in the United States, and she is from Philadelphia. We learned a lot about radio, how to produce our programs, how to do interviews, how to create podcasts, how to use the equipment, and how to use recording software.
As my friend Selma just said, we had a trainer from Philadelphia, Yoe Shao. She's a reporter for National Public Radio, but also for The American Life, the Studio 360, The World, and many other US radios. But beyond that, Yoe is an amazing person who is really talented and knows a lot about radio, and even despite her young age.
Okay, all right.
She taught us about a lot of techniques about radio, and as she was American one, so it was really great to having her as a trainer. We had a great experience.
I just wanted to know that, is the U.S. Embassy here in Algiers financing the project?
Yeah.
How the U.S. Embassy is contributing, financially speaking, to the project?
Okay, so the U.S. Embassy is the only sponsor of this program. And what they did is they offered a 1-week training for 2 representatives of each association. And each member had to apply through an application. And then the U.S. Embassy screened the application, selected the 2 most motivated people as evidence through the application, and then invited them to come for the training. And then provided them, maybe the most significantly would be the training and learning how to tell their stories, which is really important because that know-how is only could be achieved through this training, but also they provided a backpack with all of the tools that they need to go off and do their own stories. So phase 1 is the training. Phase 2 is that now they have the know-how and all the tools that they need. So they have a microphone, a recorder, headphones, a laptop, software, a subscription for editing software.
Everything.
Or they have every single thing that they need. It's literally a toolkit. It's a portable radio station. And so now they can go anywhere where they want to go. They can travel all over the country, all over the world, looking for stories, recording stories, editing the stories. So that's really the key of the training, is to give them the tools that they can use to make their own stories.
Yeah, we have the Heddenberg also.
Yeah.
This is really an amazing initiative from the U.S. Embassy in Algiers. Let me say also, I mean, now I know that those who are working at the Algerian Youth Voices, they already had a training, but don't you think that they need more training in the future?
So I personally, as a teacher, I believe the best way to learn how to do something is to teach others. So phase 1 is that they received a training. Phase 2 is that they're going to train others in their association. So they're all going to go back and they're going to organize a training. And I think by the time they finish that training, they're going to feel a lot more confident. And then the next part of their own education will be actually making radio. And I think through making radio on their own, because they had a lot of support and help from our amazing trainer, Yoe Shah, but now they're going to have to do it on their own. So that will be I'm really excited to see what amazing stories they're going to create without any support. And I think that they can do even better because now they know how to do it, and especially after they've trained others. So I think that that's really exciting. And the third part is, or the fourth part, I guess, is that once they train other people in their associations, then those people are going to make radio, and they're going to be supporting those others. So, and then it's kind of a multiplier effect. Those people can teach other people, and those people can teach other people. We can have a whole country of youth radio producers. That would be so exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
So move over.
This is
Actually,
really
next time we're going to interview you.
yeah, why not? Really, it's going to be a pleasure for me. But, it's a great responsibility for you guys. Let me say something else. Let's move to another question. What are the messages you try to convey in your programs? Are they destined to youths, or you try to talk to other segments of the Algerian society? I mean, out of youth.
Okay, so we are youth, so we have our own stories, so the stories are only for youth. So that's it.
So no other segments of society, no.
No, just youth. We don't need old people, well, with respect, but it's youth association, so it's obvious.
Okay, speaking about all the topics that are related to youth, on what basis do you choose your topics every week?
Okay, so for the first time we decided to tell our own stories and we chose overcoming problems as a subject and as a topic. So every association had to take a problem and just tell the story about this problem and how you can overcome this problem.
And I mean, do you speak about taboos?
Everything began when we decided to share our stories. So this is the first stage. Then we are going to move to another phase, which is interviewing young people in our associations, in our respective associations. And then it began from one program, and now it is like 9 different programs. Every association decides to do its own program. It's put in its schedule, and now we are all gathering everything on the web page and the website, but every association decides alone will like produce and broadcast.
And do you mean that you agree all together about the subject, or no?
No, so for the moment it's only overcoming problems, because we are having like 9 stories from each association. Because we are 9 associations, we have 9 stories. So when the 9 stories are going to be over, we are going to start a new project and the new stories, and we are not discussing about the subjects. So each association is gonna choose its own topic.
Yeah, so basically it's a freedom. Everyone can like share the story
independently.
Independently, exactly.
Yeah, and it's just once a week.
For
now,
the
moment,
yeah.
For the moment.
For the
and we
beginning.
don't talk about taboos.
You don't speak about taboos
No
at all.
taboos, no politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. Let me see, you know that speaking about the Algiers International Book Fair, what are the main activities organized by the U.S. Embassy on this occasion?
So I can just say the U.S. Embassy is really honored to be the guest of honor this year. And I'm just a volunteer at the book fair. And it's really exciting for me to be standing there and seeing so many people and getting to talk to such a wide variety of Algerian people. So that's really exciting as a volunteer. And we have 2 other volunteers here. The Algerian Youth Voices teams have been really active volunteers. So we have many activities. We have the embassy has a library called the IRC. So they actually moved the IRC to the SILA book fair. So every single thing that happens in the IRC is happening at the book fair. So that's really exciting, because usually the IRC, you have to be a member to enter, and you have to go through embassy security and all of that. But now it's just, they have a glass wall, so anybody that walks by can see what's happening, and it really shows everybody that wants to see how many exciting activities they have. And the activities of the IRC are all led by volunteers. So that's really exciting too, to see Algerians themselves teaching each other English. I think that's really, for me, really an inspiration. And then we have a classroom space. We have English classes offered by Berlitz for free for a 30-minute class from 10:30 to 2. And then we have workshops by the Association World Learning. They're doing workshops about leadership, about communication, about teaching, every day from 2 to 4. So that's really exciting too. So we kind of have those 2 spaces that are like workshops. And then we have the main area where we have people representing the U.S. Embassy coming. We have somebody coming on Friday, I think, talking about Education USA for people who want to study in the U.S. They have a consular day, so people who have visa questions can come and ask them questions. So there's all kinds of different days. And then they brought 4 authors from America to come, the American, one Algerian American and the others are American, talking about their books. So that's really exciting too. And they're showing movies. So there's just so many activities. I mean, it's
a large number of activities organized. And the Algerian Youth Voices took part in the book fair. Mouloudj, tell us more about your experience there.
Okay, so as a volunteer in the book fair, me and Mourad, we are like leading the IRC, we are volunteering there, we are leading many activities as conversation sessions, cutties cards, where we are playing games and teaching English at the same time. We have also Let's Chat with the people. We just invite people and talk about a special topic, and that's it. And we had also a day for the American corners from all Algeria. We had American corner Constantine, Wahran, Wergla and Algiers.
Okay.
And we gave training for the people, and it was great to gather all the corners from Algeria and having the Algerian youth voices there.
And how do people react to this?
So people are just attracted. We have every day a lot of crowd. They are all interested by English and they participate and they are waiting, and it's just great to see many large of people getting there and just waiting for their turn to participate with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
that people are very excited about the idea.
Yeah, we invited all them to join us after the book fair to the IRC, which is the Information Resource Center of the U.S. Embassy and the American Corner Algiers too.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Any future projects? I don't know. Are you planning to have, for example, the programs every day, or I don't know?
Well, one future project is the training that's going to happen in each place. And so that's really important, that we want the listeners to know that if they didn't get to do the first training, that's okay, because there was only 18 people. But now each two teams is going to teach other people. And so there's an opportunity for people to participate in that training. And then even if they don't participate in that training, they can participate by telling us their story. They can contact us and they can say, we really want to be interviewed. So that's kind of future plans, is that there's going to be a training in each city. And then the other thing that I just would like to say is that we have 9 stories, and each story took hours and hours to produce. I think you know, as a radio producer, how time intensive it is. So we would like to have, originally we thought it would be great to do live broadcasting every night or on weekends. But I just think that for now, we're just going to stick to trying to do 1 story a week. If we could do 1 story a week for each association and do 9 stories a week, I think that would be really great. If we could do more than that, if we could do 1 a day, that would be even better. But just depends on the motivation of the team and how much, maybe it will depend on whether it's an exam week or not, because a lot of the members are students. So maybe in the summer they could do every day. Maybe they could do like a Ramadan every night broadcast. I think that there's endless possibilities. Our hope is that we can make a lot more radio.
Okay, I know that it's very, very hard to manage between the two as a student and also as in this job. You know, it's a job because it requires a lot of time, and is it really hard?
Actually, yeah, it is. We are students, but we are also active citizens in the Algerian society. We're trying to be proactive in Algiers and trying to make a change, but then it's really hard to manage the time and all the surrounding stuff. So basically we're trying to give our best in the both IRC, the American Library at the US Embassy, and the American Corner Algiers. And I think this is why we got selected for the program, because we are really active members.
Yes.
But then, time management is a key factor to have to manage all your time and do those activities besides studying.
Could you tell us, or tell our listeners in particular, where they are able to follow you?
Okay, so we have the website www.algerianyouthvoices.wordpress.com, and we have the Facebook page Algerian Youth Voices.
And we have also the Twitter and the YouTube channels. Yeah, as you said, guys, Algerian Youth Voices is full of surprises, and in particular, we will travel throughout all Algeria, through the different provinces, to listen to people's stories, since our theme is Tell Me Your Story. So yeah, we will hear like funny stories, touching stories, and other surprises are awaiting for you. So yeah, just stay tuned to our website and our Facebook pages.
So if you are an English speaker and you have a story to tell, just contact us and we will be glad to having you in our programs. And thank you.
Okay, anything to add?
Just thanks so much for having us today, and thank you so much for letting us share about this project. We're so excited about it, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. So thanks for letting us tell your listeners all about this new exciting project.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. First, let me just recall that our guests were Algerian Youth Voices, radio producers and reporters in Algiers in particular, Selma, Mouloudj and Mourad Yazli, and also Delia, Dunlap, English teacher training at the U.S. Embassy in Algiers. Let me also thank you so much for being our guests this week in The Talk. And well, you know that the Algiers International Book Fair will last until next Sunday, but the Algerian Youth Voices is an adventure that has just started. And for us, you can join us next Wednesday for a fresh edition of The Talk.
En Radio Argelia Internacional son las 20 horas 30 minutos, el diario hablado.
En la actualidad de este miércoles 5 de noviembre en Argel, un descarrilamiento de un tren ha ocasionado un muerto y 70 heridos. Una comisión de investigación ha sido creada para determinar las causas del accidente.